are three things that the English hold very dear to their heart: beer, soccer, and of course, boxing. As we are getting ready to once again witness two giants go toe-to-toe in the squared circle, as Joseph Parker will be going up against one of England's greatest, Dynamite Daniel Dubois, on February 22nd, live in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. I'm your boy Michael, and as usual, I'll be handing this over to my co-hosts. Now, let's talk boxing.
We finally get to talk about one of the best fights in boxing today. Of course, I am talking about Daniel Dubois versus Joseph Parker, as they will be getting on February 22nd in Saudi Arabia. Of course, we know that it's on the jam-packed card with Bivol versus Beterbiev, Shakur Stevenson, and all these great fighters below. Man, what a great fight. I think this is a perfect fight to set up a unification and possibly the undisputed fight next. I think whoever wins this is currently in line to fight Usyk.
Now, I agree. This is a great fight right here. Nothing beats a heavyweight title fight. Nothing beats it. You know, especially Daniel Dubois coming off such great wins. He has a good run going on right now. And same thing with Joseph Parker beating Zhang and Wilder back-to-back. So this is going to be an interesting one. You know, whose momentum is going to overcome whose.
And that's the best way to say it. They both have momentum coming
exactly.
into this fight. You know, the fact that I feel like Joseph Parker's almost had a second win in his career, because we knew he used to be a champion. He beat good fighters like Andy Ruiz, but then he lost the belts. You know, he got knocked out by Joe Joyce, had a couple losses, but then you know what? The best part is that he came back. He fought adversary, and then he still came and fought the best fighters. He beat a Zhilei Zhang and a Deontay Wilder, two of the strongest punchers in boxing. And then you got Daniel Dubois, a guy that's just relentless, a guy that's been fighting adversary, a guy that, you know, had to defy the odds by beating Philip Ergovich, Anthony Joshua, you know, even Big Baby. This is the best fight in the heavyweight division as of now, in my opinion.
Now, it's going to be interesting to see how Joseph Parker actually deals with the power of Dubois, because like you just said, he just faced two power punches in Wilder and Zhang and survived to tell the tale. So we'll see how he survives his onslaught, but you know, we can't count out Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker's a good heavyweight. He outboxes you, and you know, he lost to AJ, and people are going to be like, oh, well, then how's he going to beat Dubois? Styles make fights, especially in the heavyweight division. Anything could happen.
You know, one thing I like to say is, you know, that's why it's so entertaining. We know that Joseph Parker got past Zhilei Zhang and Deontay Wilder, but this guy's a different guy. You know, this is a young kid. He has some of the best confidence currently right now after beating someone like Anthony Joshua. So you know this guy. And another thing, it's almost like he never gets tired, Daniel Dubois. Yeah. It's almost like he's so relentless. All he does is throw 1,000 punches around, and they're power punches. I'm not even talking about jabs. They're mostly power punches. So this is a dangerous fight for Joseph Parker. But one thing I do want to mention, if I believe that anybody could somehow beat Daniel Dubois in his run right now, it could be Joseph Parker. One thing I will say is Daniel Dubois, yes, he beat Anthony Joshua, Philip Ergovich, Big Baby Miller, but what's one thing they all had in common? They were all big fighters. They were all big heavyweights.
Yep.
So not only were they big in stature, but they were also big in size. You know, they got slow. They would slow down a lot. They didn't have the stamina to keep up with Daniel Dubois' output. But someone like Joseph Parker, you know, relatively a middle-sized heavyweight, I'd like to say. He's not very big. I think he's like 6'3", 6'2", but he throws a good amount of punches. And, you know, he's light on his feet. We saw him use his feet against Deontay Wilder and Zhilei Zhang. So that's very interesting to me, because we're finally going to see Daniel Dubois fight somebody that resembles himself.
Yeah, and, you know, they're around the same size. It's like I said, it's going to be interesting to see Dubois go up against an outboxer. We know AJ was an outboxer, but AJ's chinny, but obviously Joseph Parker has like more of a chin than AJ. He's already been dropped twice, and he's recovered real fast. So.
And that's another thing, is who's really hungrier. You know, we could say AJ's been hungry, but AJ's already been at the top of the mountain. He's been
millions.
Unified. He's been two-time heavyweight world champion. Joseph Parker's had a belt, but I feel like nobody really ever gave respect to Joseph Parker. They never considered him the best at the division, even when he was a champion. So I think that's what Joseph Parker's looking for. I think more than anything, he wants the respect. He wants to be treated like the great fighter he is. But then on the other side, Daniel Dubois is not going to lay down for anybody. Daniel Dubois wants it all as well, and he knows how it feels like to lose and to get people calling you a quitter. So that's what makes the best fight. In my opinion, with the style matchup, I do see Daniel Dubois somehow overcoming Joseph Parker, and the only reason I'll say that is, like I said, he's relentless. He throws a lot of vicious power punches. But more than anything, I feel like, Joseph Parker, he's not so old, but in the ring, he's old.
Yeah.
He's fought a lot of fighters.
He's already been through it.
He's been through a lot of wars. So I just feel like, Daniel Dubois coming in with the age, he's coming in with the energy over Joseph Parker. But like I said, you cannot count out Joseph Parker.
Now, how I see this fight going, I see Joseph Parker outboxing Dubois, using his jab and his reach and moving around. Maybe even get dropped early. But then Joseph Parker will rally up and just start winning on points. And then eventually, in the later rounds, I say around 10 to 12, he's going to actually stop Joseph Parker and maybe perhaps get him in a TKO.
Okay, so you think the momentum's just going to shift, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
I think it'll be a similar fight. I think we're going to see Daniel Dubois somehow get his hand raised. I don't know if he could take out Joseph Parker. Like I said, he is a very tough opponent, but I wouldn't be surprised. I would also agree that it'd be in the later rounds, but I'm going to go ahead and go with the safe bet and say Daniel Dubois by UD, and that's my prediction. I feel like this is one of the best fights on the card, in my opinion. It's not too often where we get to see top heavyweight contenders and a champion, fight. It's almost like we barely get to see that.
Yeah.
But thanks to Turkey Al Sheikh and Riyadh season, we're finally seeing these great fights, and I just hope that this fight is one in the making, and it goes down as one of the best fights in history. But let us know what you guys think. Do you guys think this is the best fight on the card? And who do you guys got winning between Daniel Dubois and Joseph Parker, February 22nd? Thank you guys once again for tuning in. My name's Eric.
And I'm Alex.
And I'm your boy, Mac. Thank you guys once again for tuning in to the Pound for Pound Boxing channel. Please go make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And we're out.